Hey, John here with another great story. So let's continue. Kate had always been fascinated by the paranormal. She loved watching ghost hunting shows and reading about haunted places, but she never believed in any of it. Until she started experiencing strange things herself. It started with little things, doors opening and closing on their own, footsteps in empty hallways. But soon, Kate was experiencing full-blown poltergeist activity, objects flying across the room, voices whispering in her ear, and even physical attacks. At first, she tried to ignore it, chalking it up to stress or her overactive imagination. But as the activity intensified, she realized that something sinister was at work. Desperate for answers, Kate turned to a group of online paranormal investigators, who claimed to be experts in the field. They promised to help her, to rid her home of the entity that was tormenting her. But as the investigation began, Kate realized that the group wasn't what they seemed. They were more interested in fame and fortune than actually helping her. They staged fake evidence and manipulated Kate's experiences, all for the sake of their online following. As the situation spiraled out of control, Kate found herself trapped in a dangerous game. The group had become obsessed with her, viewing her as a valuable asset in their quest for fame and fortune. They were willing to go to any lengths to keep her under their control, even if it meant putting her life in danger. Kate knew she had to break free from their grasp, but she was in too deep. She was haunted by the entity that had taken over her home, and now she was being stalked by a group of ruthless online manipulators. In a final, terrifying confrontation, Kate stood up to her tormentors, facing down the entity and exposing the group for who they really were. With the help of a few trusted friends, she managed to break free from their control and banish the entity from her home. But the experience had changed Kate forever. She had learned the hard way that not everything is as it seems, and that sometimes, the scariest things aren't the ghosts in the dark, but the people right the online paranormal investigators. Kate struggled to regain a sense of normalcy in her life. She was plagued by nightmares and flashbacks, and couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched. She decided to take a break from her job as a freelance writer and travel to a remote cabin in the woods, hoping that the isolation would help her heal. But when she arrived, she found that the cabin was not what it seemed. Strange things began to happen almost immediately, objects moving on their own, eerie whispers in the night, and the feeling of being watched. Kate tried to ignore it, but as the activity intensified, she realized that she was in danger once again. She began to investigate the history of the cabin, and discovered that it had once belonged to a notorious cult leader who had used it as a base for his twisted rituals. Kate knew she had to get out, but she was stranded in the middle of the woods with no means of escape. As the days passed, Kate grew increasingly paranoid, convinced that the cult leader's followers were still watching her. But she was not alone. She soon encountered a group of hikers who had also stumbled upon the cabin. Together, they tried to fight off the evil that was lurking in the woods, but they soon realized that they were up against something far more powerful than they had imagined. The cult leader's dark energy seemed to be permeating the very air around them, and they knew that they were running out of time. In a desperate bid for survival, Kate and the hikers decided to confront the cult leader head-on. They descended into the dark, twisting tunnels beneath the cabin, where they discovered a shocking secret. The cult leader had been experimenting with a powerful hallucinogenic drug that induced terrifying visions and altered reality itself. Kate and the hikers were trapped in a nightmarish hallucination, fighting for their lives against impossible horrors. But with the help of her newfound friends, Kate managed to break free from the drug's grip and emerge victorious. As they emerged from the tunnels and into the light of day, Kate realized that she had found a new purpose in life, to use her experiences to help others who had been caught up in the world of the paranormal. And with a newfound sense of purpose and determination, she set out on a new journey, to explore the unexplained and to help those who had nowhere else to turn.